And we're live. Hi, guys, and welcome to the Ball Live Show, where we will be discussing Love and Monsters by Max Walker. And
Yeah,
I will let my lovely co host tell you who she is, even though she's here all the time on my
I
show.
love
Let's
here.
be honest.
Well, I'm Hope from It's Hope's Books, and yeah, I'm excited for this.
So, what did you rate the book?
I gave it it's a solid 4 stars for me. It could have been better, but I did enjoy it, and I don't regret reading it.
Yay! Hey, Jeff.
Bye.
I know you love this book a lot, so which I don't remember if I'm the one that got Jeff into Max Walker or if he got me into Max Walker. But I know we both got Lori into Max Walker, and like all of us have now gone down a rabbit hole of Max Walker books. But I'm giving it a 5 star. It is my second favorite Max Walker I've read.
Hmm.
I'm sorry, nothing beats my Ryan Diaz. He's my second favorite book boyfriend of the year, underneath another Noah. He's my favorite Mel romance guy, and he's from the spin-off one of the spin-off series for the Stonewall investigations. He's the Blue Creek. He ends up with a drag queen.
Ah,
But yes. Um I am unprepared. I forgot to pull up my questions.
I know. I was just thinking that. Okay. What format did you read it in?
Physical/audio. You?
Ebook, mainly because your girl's broke and it's on Kindle Unlimited. So I was like, I'll read it there.
Okay, who is your favorite character outside of the main characters?
Ooh. Ooh. That is.
I think I'm gonna go with Eric, and I
Yeah.
think I'm most interested in his book now. Because book two is Tristan's and book three is Eric's.
Ah. Yeah. I know that I really did like Tristan, but
Hmm.
also for some reason, like Jess, I really liked her. Even though, I
Yes.
don't know, I was like just quickly looking through my notes, and there's a couple that mention her, and I was like, if I've written that down,
Hmm.
yeah, especially like kind of jumping ahead of like when she was kind of calling out the situation, being like, "This is sus," and I'm like, "Yes, girl, yes."
Yes, very much
I'm
so.
like, "Thank you."
I think my friend showed me Love and Monsters and said it was a me book, and then I think you read it and raved about it, and I started reading it, and I think Lori read it. I didn't read Love and Monsters. My first was the Stonewall Investigations Blue Creek, because this is my first time reading this. When we made it our book club book, I went, okay, cool, I can wait to read it. Um, Besides characters, what did you think of their book club?
I love the idea, especially the games that they play. That I'm like, oh my
Listen.
gosh, it's like especially the one where it was like, oh, you get this word, and anytime somebody says the word, you have to drink and not get caught. I'm like, I low key need to do that with my friends. And the thing is ours would not be related to books. It would just be probably like some sort of sexual innuendo or swear word.
Does.
But
My thing with the games, which I fucking loved, I liked the fact of the spin where they had to spin the bookmark because he made a bookmark
the cool
because that to me it showed how much he loved him in that moment. He made a
yeah,
bookmark of the book club, and I was just like, oh my god! And then they had to spin, and whoever it landed on had to drink. Oh,
I love that.
um, what did you? Who is your least favorite character? Without spoilers.
I
at the
know, that's what
beginning.
I'm thinking. Ooh. I'm actually not sure. Like, I liked most of the
I
characters.
have two that are tied, which works because they're together.
Which ones?
Frank and his wife.
Well, yeah, yes.
I just don't like closet cased homophobes.
Yeah.
Okay, what did you think of the plot? We're gonna split this plot into two different plots. Because you've got the Noah and, well, Jake plot, and then you've got who is stalking Noah. So let's start with just the Noah and Jake plot.
Okay. I liked the plot, but there's actually a note that I made partway through the book. Towards the end, we'll go through all of my
Hi,
actual notes.
Karina. Karina says
Um,
she's popping in to say hey to us both and hope we loved the book. We both really loved it. She gave it
yeah,
a 4 and I gave it a 5. And I'm pretty
yeah,
sure Jeff gave it a 5.
I think so. Um, to do with the plot, it's more of like the pacing in the plot
Uh-huh.
that I made a note of how this is in chapter 25 of how um, it's like we'd only been together for 3 months, even though it felt like three lifetimes already. He could potentially shut me down. I was like 3 months down. Damn, it felt way less than that due to time skipping. I think that's part of the reason why I didn't love it as much because, like, yes,
Mm,
they have a really cute like relationship, and I love how it goes from like coworkers to friends to more and that natural flow. Um, and all of that, but it felt almost jarring because we pretty much like had time jumps constantly without knowing there was time jumps, and that the pacing in that kind of took me out of the story at some points. It had to make me think about like, okay, how long has this been
mm.
since the last thing? Like what's happened? Like
Me, the reason why he does that a lot. Max does that a lot in a lot of his books, where there are keywords that you have to pay attention to that kind of tell you where the pacing is, which is understandable. And it's his way of these books are always super short, so he's got to find a unique way of doing that.
yeah.
But it was like I could tell where they were like, "Oh, you're spending the night here," but then it's been like a week.
Yeah, and that kind of would throw me off. I'd be like, "Huh?" And then I'd be like, "Oh, so it's been this long," but it's the fact that I'd had to think that kind of like took me out
And
of the story the tiniest bit.
like the book club um
It meets like
took place
every
like,
2 weeks, I think.
I think so.
So like every other week or something.
So that kind of helped me keep track
Yeah.
of. That also helped us keep track of where they were in their book, which their book sounds freaking. I want to read that
I
book.
know, I'm like, I'll take this. But yeah, in
Okay.
general, like the plot was good, like in their relationship. And again, I think I have a couple more notes, but we'll do my notes in the any other comment section.
Yes. How about the plot of the stalker? Did you call it?
I I I did, but I didn't. Like as in I was like I thought it was obviously the one person,
Uh huh.
and then it kind of was like I'm trying to find my exact note.
Also, Jeff, did you call who the stalker was? Granted, I do understand that the stalker part at the end was a little rushed, but
Yeah, is so one of my notes is just called it. So I didn't write a note of exactly when I thought, but I was like as soon as the everybody went to the cabin,
uh-huh. That's where I was like, I know it, I know it, I know it. It's
I
gonna be
was
him.
like, if it's not him, I'm gonna be pissed.
Uh-huh.
And so obviously when it ended up being him was just I called it.
My thing was, is it was either going to be him or it was going to be the other guy.
Yeah, but the
There
other
was
one was almost too obvious.
like they were both too obvious.
Yeah, and so I kept on being like, but what if they're like, what if at the beginning you're thinking it's the one, and then it ends up being the other because you think of that, but then it's actually the first one, and the second one was just to throw you off.
Yeah. See, I had to go. I went and looked up the relationships of the other two to make sure neither one of those guys ended up with either of the other two gays. I
Fair,
was like, I just need to know.
fair.
Um, Hi, Dana.
Hi.
Bye, Dana. Have fun reading. I know they're doing a 24 and 48
Yeah,
right now. Jeff says he suspected, but he was like, it's too obvious. It can't be.
yeah. And then one of my notes is of like, so it was both of them, as in, can we say names because we're kind of getting into like talking about it?
Yeah, it's only us and Jeff. So at this point from now on, it's going to be spoilery from
Yeah,
here on out.
because of the line. This is in, I don't know what chapter it is, but it's like, so when I started seeing Frankie, well, I got an idea, and my freaking comment was, so it was both of them with like 10 exclamation marks. I was
Yes.
like, that makes sense in a weird way.
Well, see, when Frankie stated that he had lent out his car, I was like, okay, was it Robbie or was it Mason that borrowed the car?
Yeah,
Because that's where my brain went. It has to be one of them because they're the only other gay men. Unless those are red herrings and it's somebody in the book club.
I
Because my
had
brain
that
went, is it one
thought.
of the lesbians? Because knowing that the other two books in the series are going to follow the three best friends, my brain went, is it one of the lesbians? Or
Yeah,
is it Jake's ex girlfriend who's a lesbian?
I did think that at one point, but then I'm like, but that would not make any sense, and that would have to have such a weird plot twist that it would honestly not make sense. I
Yes.
was sus about everybody. I was also somehow, I was like, what if it's somebody that like Noah and Jake work with, but we haven't met them yet or we don't know about them?
Yeah, I was like,
Like
what
I
if
was
this
like,
turns out to be like a cozy mystery where, like, at the very end, it's someone we've never met?
yeah, I was like, could it be that or like I was genuinely like, what the fuck?
I also thought at first, what if it's Jake's dad? But then when he
Oh,
mentioned that his dad was no longer in the pit, like they got divorced and he's like no longer in the picture, I went, okay, so the dad's not going to be brought up in this at all.
yeah.
Ha ha! I thought that too at
I
one
didn't
point
even think of that. That would have been like so fucked up.
because I was thinking Wes Craven's movie. Now you lay me down to sleep. My soul to take. There we go. I had to say the thing. But I was thinking My Soul to Take, where it was like the serial killer dies and seven babies are born, and all seven get the seven personalities of the killer,
Um,
and one of them and as they die, one keeps getting their personalities. So I was thinking, well, what if it's Jake, or what if it's Noah, and neither one knows that they're doing it?
I also roughly had a thing of I was like, what if somehow this has almost like a paranormal twist because of the monsters being in the title?
Um, but the title was explained in the
It
book.
was. As soon as it was explained, that went completely out of my head.
I'm like, it's also Max Walker. I will tell you, his next book he's coming out with is his first fantasy,
Ah,
his first foray in fantasy. But also, There's another plot in here going on in the background, which makes me wonder, Jeff. Okay, if you've read the other three or the other two, you've read all three. Have you? Do they solve the murders that's going on in the gay community in Atlanta, or is that actually in part of his other series? Because that's where I'm like, is it Stonewall Investigations, or is this actually happening in this world?
Oh shit. I mean I obviously haven't read the Stonewall investigation, so I don't know, but
Because
I'm like, oh, I need to read that.
Stonewall Investigations has the Unicorn Killer, which is killing gay men and leaving a knife in their skull. And then the Stonewall Investigations Blue Creek takes it one step further, and they have the Pegasus Killer, which is copying the Unicorn Killer, but they're painting wings next to the bodies in blood, in the victim's blood.
Well, it depends on, does those series take place in Atlanta?
I don't remember if any do, technically. So my brain was like,
I'm gonna look it up.
because I don't remember where no, the first series is New York.
Yeah.
Second series is then you've got Miami, and then you got Blue Ridge or Blue Creek. Uh, Blue Creek's the name of that town. I don't remember where it's at, but it's somewhere in like I want to say it's like Blue Creek, Virginia, or something.
So no.
Okay, what was your Die for Me mentioned Stonewall Investigations?
Okay.
Okay, so we're waiting for a spinoff. Okay, that would be fucking awesome.
Okay.
Um, to see Lorenzo, or sorry, not Lorenzo, Enzo or Zane or one of them randomly appear in a book. Oh, what these characters would be so cool. Um, what is your favorite part of the book? Like your favorite scene?
Okay, it has to be when they go to like the botanical gardens on their first. I was literally sitting there going, when can I have a moment like that?
Where they walk up to Mother Earth statue and like with the waterfalls and stuff on her.
Yeah, it's
I
like,
want to see it
oh.
so bad. That by far is probably my favorite as well. Do we have a least favorite?
Hmm. I honestly don't think so.
My least favorite was when they confronted Frank.
Yeah.
Just because I don't like Frank, so that's just gonna be
And
that being the
also,
only scene that has him in it. Ugh,
yeah. And also, his wife was a bitch.
yes,
Okay, they're perfect for each other.
very. But she's also what was it? She's a televangelist, or even whatever. She's that really strict Christian. Starts with an E. I can never pronounce it. Would you reread?
I don't think so. Just because I'm not like so in love with the characters that I'm like, I have to.
I would.
But then also, I'm But then I also kind of want to be like, oh, like how early on can you start seeing hints of that it was 100% who it was? I don't know. It's a thing of like, I don't know.
Okay. Would you continue the series?
Yes, 100%. I do want to continue the series. I can't tell you when, but probably at some point.
Would you buy this book for someone?
Probably. If like a friend had it on like a wish list, I might be like, well, that one.
And mine and Jeff's most important question to you: would you read another book by this author?
Yes, but I don't know when.
Okay. And Hope and I have a new question to ask in all of these.
Oh yeah,
We
I
thought
forgot
it
we agreed to do this.
I thought it was the cutest thing, and I am going to give full on credit to the Murder of Besties here, who run the Swoony Readers book club, where where they ask, did you swoon? But for us, did you bleat? Which bleating,
It almost sounded like you said bleeding. Bleed.
BLEAT, bleat is when a sheep goes bah. So did you bleat?
Yeah,
I.e., did you swoon?
yeah, I'd say so.
I did too. Jeff, did you bleat? I'm sure.
Just it's the weirdest freaking thing. Did you bleed?
I wonder, can I? Did you bleat?
The segment. Oh, did you bleed?
Lori's here. Hi, Lori.
Hi.
I did. And Jeff says, I bleated like a feral cat. Yes. I will state, out of Max Walker's books, these sex scenes in this were really fucking top tier.
Yeah, I will say like there's. We'll get to my one of my comments that is low key. Low key, the only
Lori,
reason I'm saying this is because a certain somebody's not in this room right now. When
but
I get to my
like,
comments.
ugh. Also, Lori, what did you rate the book? Just curious. I gave it a 5. Hope gave it a 4. Jeff gave it a 5. I'm pretty sure, Lori, you gave it a 5. But hey, you've also reread this twice, I think.
Damn.
I started this book on the commute to work, and I was like, damn. Oh, she gave it a 6-star.
Sorry. I have to turn my camera off for a second.
It's fine, naked boy. It's fine.
No.
Hey, beautiful looking man.
It's like your voice has been on his channel before, but not your face.
But and what did y'all think of our newest question of did you bleat? Do you think it's hilarious? I couldn't not go with that if our mascot's a rainbow sheep. It's one of my favorite books of the year, so that's why it's 6 stars. I completely agree. I'm gonna have to make my book of the year list soon because it. I feel like this will be on the list. I just don't think it'll be as high as some of the others. Love this. This is one of my favorite Max Walkers, though. I've read quite a bit of Belmont romance this year. And we already know that Lori and I both have the same #1 slot book, which I should have 2 copies coming to the house at any moment now.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping it would get here while we were live. I don't see that happening. Because it still says arriving by 9 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes, Jeff. Say you swear. Yes, yes, yes. I blame Lori wholeheartedly for that. But do we have any other comments we would like to discuss with
Okay,
this?
in the comments, like the any other comments is where I go through, especially when I have Kindle, and I just read all my notes that are relevant and funny or whatever. And thankfully, dude just left so I could say a couple of these more, because some of them are things if he was in the room I would not want to say. So first of all, on page 2, I was thirsty, and not just for the half-drank Gatorade bottle on my desk. Blue because that was the superior flavor according to anyone's taste buds. Yes, 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 yes. Blue
Blue
Gatorade.
is not the superior flavor, red is, but that's beside the point.
Okay, and then this is on page 47 of the ebook. Of basically the scene when Noah basically almost like assumes
Jake's sexuality?
yeah.
Okay.
I forgot. There she is. A baby.
Oh, you're freaking yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
bye.
All right.
Sorry, you forgot something.
And not yet, Jeff. Not yet. I'm planning on buying books 2 and books 3, so November and December I will be knocking out this series.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, and Jeff bought Say You Swear, which
Yay.
means if Jeff's gonna be reading it, Hope, I'm gonna need you to read it.
Okay, I'll put it on my TBR for next month.
Okay. And
Okay,
I will put Pucking It on my TBR for next month.
fair.
Now that we have an audio.
Yeah, but so basically, for this line of like, you weren't the one that created the heteronormative blueprint we all function under, consciously or subconsciously. I've lived it. I've been told I must be gay when I'm seen dating a guy, and that I have to be straight when I'm holding a girl's hands. It's rare for someone to see past the binary even after I come out. And my note is, as someone who's bi, I feel as 100%, even on a personal level. Like, I've dated a girl, and during that time, I was still bi. Now I'm hooking up with a guy, and that still makes me bi, even though some assholes in society would view it differently. And that I felt on a personal level because it's like
Yes.
society erases it. And like right now, like whatever, like what I'm in now is everybody would view as like straight.
I don't call them straight relationships anymore.
Like
I call
heteronormative.
them heteronormative.
Yeah,
Because you get to pass off as straight.
exactly.
But like I was driving to work when I was listening to that scene, and I remember after Noah said something, and I went, "Buy erasure, buy erasure, buy erasure."
Mm-hmm.
You should smack yourself right now.
Mm-hmm.
I
Like,
assume everyone is gay or queer until told otherwise.
yeah.
I'm opposite of straight people. I immediately assume you're queer until you tell me you're not.
I went in doubt. Like, I do that with some people where I'm just like, until you tell me otherwise, I'm assuming. Then there's some people where I'm like, I'm just not going to assume. You tell me. If you don't, you don't, whatever. But like that entire scene, I was like, I really feel that. And so like I really like almost appreciated that conversation.
I will say he does have several bi characters throughout his books. Any other quotes? Does the guy know that you're... Does he know?
Yeah.
Okay. Just thought I'd ask. Because that's it's usually an awkward question thing.
Yeah, he knows.
Okay. Because you
You
were
know,
like,
because I
there's
kind
so.
of couldn't bring up my ex without having to like mention that and that being like having to scooch around that otherwise.
Yeah.
It's one of these things. This is on page 113 of the book in the ebook. And it's like needless to say, it was a dreamy kind of night, one that I was sure I'd remember for the rest of my life. And my reaction was, firstly, rude for fading to black, lol. And now I'm sad because I haven't had sex in over 2 weeks, lol. That was my note. Maybe this wasn't a good idea after all. Me to 95% of the situations I get in.
Hello.
Fancy seeing you two here. Is when like Mason says that, and I'm like, I'm sus of you right now. ...
Also, Jeff, Lori, stay. We're gonna make it a huge announcement here in a few.
Yes.
And you
I have like
two specifically will really love this.
I have just a couple more.
No, I know, but I'm making sure that they stay for the announcement.
I know, but I'm trying to quickly get through this so that we can get to the
Oh,
announcement.
because the announcement's so much fun.
I know. We hadn't really discussed our positions in bed, or on the couch, or in the Uber, or on a train with green eggs and ham. I burst out laughing.
which I found funny because I read that line after I watched oh, what's her name? G Swizzle's channel, where she picked up for the Pop Sugar Challenge, she picked up a book that she read. She had to reread a book she read 10 years ago. And she's like, well, it's not Max Walker related, but we'll get there. Um, so she reread Green Eggs and Ham. And she was just like, that book is so horrible. That is a book about saying no and the other person keeps pressuring. When you read it as an adult, you're like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And then I read that line in that book and went, oh my god.
A guy who likes to read and has a good job, my note is, where can I get one of these, lol? The one I kind of got only has a good job, lol.
Okay, Jeff, that part could be a positive or a negative for a book. All the pop culture references. It could be a positive or a negative because it could date it.
Of when they get offered to go to the cabin, and the line of Tristan would blow if he found out I said no to this. He likes nice things. I was like, okay, but like mood.
Mood.
I'd be like, the gray sweatpants he had on were doing nothing to help the cause. I'm like, fucking mood. And when they were running to find all the bedrooms in the place, I was like, I'd be one of the people running.
Yep. I'm like, I'm running upstairs. Y'all have fun. We have a killer on the loose. You are not leaving me downstairs.
Exactly.
Bitch, y'all are gonna die first. Okay, there's a stalker on the loose. I'm gonna be upstairs.
And then one of my notes is just hilarious because it's a smut scene. And I just go, reading this scene while sitting on my bathroom floor while one of my friends is in my shower.
Can we?
I kid you not.
Speaking of smut scenes, can we talk about that hot tub scene?
I loved it, but I also knew as soon as they started kissing, I was like, somebody's watching. Something bad's gonna happen.
I was like, something bad's about to happen, but I'm sitting here going,
Yeah, it's like,
But it was that moment in a horror movie where you're like, oh, the killer's gonna come around the tree.
And this is one thing of, it was Robbie, Noah's neighbor, his one-time fling, and his obsessive stalker. I was like, I thought it was Mason, but I'm not too surprised it's Robbie. But we still have like 20% of the book left, so I was like, there has to be something else, and there was. That would end up being that.
Okay,
Robbie
Lori
worked with
and
Frankie.
Jeff, do not spoil this for us because we have not read book 2 or book 3. I'm gonna call it right now. If they do solve the murder of gay men in Atlanta, Georgia, it's Mason.
Ooh, maybe.
Or it's Frank. It's gonna be someone we've already met.
Yeah.
It's gonna be Mason or it's gonna be Frank. Calling it now. Now I need to read the other 2 to see if I'm right.
Fair. Yeah, those are, I think, all of my notes that actually add value to the things.
Lori
Everything else is
said
more
she
random
loves
things.
the hot tub scene. Okay, so y'all still have plenty of time to join us in October by reading this behemoth of a book.
I'm scared.
Bite Me, You Know I Like It by Faye Quinn. I'm super excited because I now have tabs and I'm going to try and annotate this. My first annotating. I've got pens, I've got highlighters. I'm going to attempt my
Damn.
first annotation.
I will be kind of annotating the ebook, aka like this, of where it's like making notes and
But
all that.
that way, when we have discussions and any other comments, I can make. Okay, so we got October out of the way.
Yeah.
By
I'm
October.
dropping things.
By October.
Watch November.
And
Which,
you still got plenty of time to pick up our November book of Sunlight and Stardust by Riley Hart and Christina Lee. Granted, we still don't know what our live show is for Bite Me just yet.
yeah, that
It'll
will
be
all
one of
depend
the,
on work schedules and all of that.
it'll be one of the first 2 weekends in November on Hope's channel.
Yeah, so probably either the 4th or the 11th.
This, on the other hand, of Sunlight and Stardust, our live show for this has been 100% confirmed for December 2nd. Is it at 3 p.m. Central
I think so. Let me go back and
or
look
at
at the
1
message.
p.m. Central?
I will look quickly.
Because I don't have my thing in here.
It is December 2nd at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Okay, so 1 p.m. Eastern, so that makes it noon Central.
Yes.
And Hope and I will not be the only ones on the live show. Hope, would you like to announce it?
We will be joined by Riley Hart and Christina Lee for author interviews, aka we get to interview them about this book. And we cannot be more happy to be able to announce this. It is honestly a highlight of BookTube for me, at least, of being able to interview them. I am so excited that they have agreed to join us.
So Riley Hart and Miss Christina Lee, who are both phenomenal authors, will be joining us December 2nd to be reading this. And I hope you ladies and gents that are here, which is just Jeff and Lori, and anyone who's watching this afterwards, I hope you guys join us for that live show. Even if you haven't read this book and you want to come and interview and ask questions, come on and join us. I have read several Riley Hart books and absolutely loved them. And I just read a Christina Lee last month, and it's in my top, like, it's high up in my tops of the year, A Breath Apart, because it shattered my soul. I hold that and Book Boyfriend at the same level. Not Book Boyfriend, Boyfriend Goals, sorry, by Riley Hart, at the same level of amazingness. So we are so fucking excited.
I know, we literally, like, it was kind of, it's funny how it started, because it literally was me posting something on Instagram announcing our books for the next 3 months, and then we just shot our shot after they both liked and commented on my post, and they agreed. And it's just, they have agreed to spend like an hour of their time or so with us.
Mhm.
Like, I
I'm hoping to possibly get the other cover as well, so that I have both to hold up.
I'm hoping to just be able to afford to buy the book, because that would be very awkward just not having the book and interviewing the authors. I mean, I'd read it on Kindle, so they'd get money either way. But I feel like it's like buying the physical book.
And the fact that this was bought for me last Christmas by Karina, and I still haven't read it. Listen, because I just opened and
I still haven't read the book that Nikki got me for Christmas, I think.
I mean, I've got several on the shelf that people have bought me that I still haven't read. Listen, but I'm making several of them like book club books for certain people or buddy reading with certain people so that I can make sure they get read.
Yeah.
But yes, we wanted to make a huge announcement that they are joining us December 2nd. I was talking with Hope and I decided, you know what? Fuck it. Let's shoot our shot. What's the worst they can say?
Yeah. What's the
No.
worst? They say no or just leave the message on read or don't respond. It's like, yeah, best case scenario, we get to interview them, and here we are.
And y'all don't understand how excited I am for this.
Yeah. I literally booked that day off of work the second it was confirmed. I'm like, I'm not showing up to work that day.
I have been pushing with Seasonathon, trying to get Riley Hart on our lists of potential authors, and a certain someone kept removing her. So you don't understand how much I screamed and started crying at work when they confirmed. Listen.
Yeah. It's like, oh my gosh.
Oh, and I have the first one to that I'm going to be reading in November,
Mm-hmm.
just to try it out. It's one of those series that I'm like, I really want to read. And I
Yeah.
have another Christina Lee book. And then I have End Zone because it was free during the Kindle Stuff Your Kindle.
Yeah.
Oh, there's plenty of tea, Jeff.
The tea is
But
piping.
it is piping. It's just I have spread it around enough.
That you don't need to hide everything.
I don't need to sit here and talk about it again.
Yep.
We all know there's only one host still left part of that readathon, and that's the said person. So,
It's whatevs though.
yes.
Allows us for more time for this, and we're also hoping to let's just say we're hoping that Riley Hart and Christina Lee aren't our last authors that we interview either.
I also want to pose a question to the people. Because we have noticed another book club doing this, which is something we have thrown around this idea around. I want to know what is y'all's thoughts if we were to do a readathon for BAA for an entire month where you get a bingo board or you get like prompts or something. Would y'all want a bingo board? Would you prefer just a list of prompts?
Or if we did do a bingo board, how big?
Yes. If we did like an entire month for BAA. Just curious what you two would think, Jeff and Lori. Jeff's immediate answer is just yes.
Yes.
Just yes. Lori said, awesome clip, books 1 and 2 were 5 stars, the last 2 were 6. Oh my god. I really want to like the Verse podcast because the 4th book has a plus size main character. And Lori says, I am down for it, and bingo would be awesome. So, how big of a bingo board? Should we do it exact, like the same size of. Because Stay Spooky-a-thon is happening right now from Thrills and Chills. That's actually what really gave us, like, book clubs can do this. And I'm going to give wholeheartedly all of the rights and stuff to this to the Thrills and Chills book club for giving us this idea. And I love how the murderer besties keep popping up ideas for me. You have the bleat and now this.
Mm-hmm.
But it was something we were throwing around. Would you want to continue on a bingo board kind of like that size? Which I have right.
Yeah, which is
Ow.
a 5x5. Yeah.
Ooh. Which is about, looks like this. Or would you want bigger, smaller? Okay, I just got a yes. Okay, that works. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool.
So we need 24 prompts. Got it. Because the middle one will just be blank.
The
A free
middle one will
space.
just be a rainbow sheep.
Well, yeah, a free
Like
space.
the free space, like they have the slashers.
Yeah, it's the
We're
rainbow
just
sheep.
gonna have our little rainbow sheep. We thought it would be a really cool idea of something in the works, and we're choosing a month where everything will rhyme and everything will make sense. And
Yeah, and it'll be good for our like life schedules too.
yes, and I mean, a certain other readathon will be taking part at the same time, so this will give y'all a better option for more fun.
T.
Um,
That no, so you guys can figure out what month it is. There's some options.
they will be green with envy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I need to quit. But do we have any other thoughts or anything left for this? Jeff, Lori, do y'all have any questions for us?
Yeah, because otherwise, I don't think I have anything to add. The shade.
The shade of it all. Flames. Flames on the side of my face. Flames of rage. Sorry. Can anyone name the movie? You're not gonna be able to, Hope.
Yeah, you completely froze there for a second.
Oh, can anyone name the movie?
No.
The flames. Flames on the side of my face. Flames of rage. Just
Yeah, no.
I'm waiting to see if Lori or Jeff knows the movie. Jeff might, because it's a queer movie. Like a queer, well, not a queer movie, but it's like a lot of queers love it. Drawing a blank. Lori might, because it's before her generation or her generation. It's a Tim Curry movie, if that helps. And it's not Rocky Horror. Not Death Becomes Her, I wish. No, it is based off of a board game. Yay, ding 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 ding. Lori wins. With Clue. As Jeff types in, is it Clue? Yes, it's Clue. Sorry, just had to. But do y'all have any questions for us? Any book suggestions? Besides Lori and I screaming to everybody to read Say You Swear. Do 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 do. Oh, when I said Tim Curry, you were like Clue. I mean, Tim Curry is a big clue for Clue. Wild Cub? What is Wild Cub? Jeff is suggesting Wild Cub.
Never heard of it.
Is it by Jamie Fritz? Which is Grim Wolves MC is Bikers.
Ooh.
What happens when whispers become the truth? What happens when a community of people start to disappear and you make a deal with the devil? Somewhere between a kid's birthday party to risking my life and others, disorder and fright roams free. I have dealt with demons before and had to suppress the wild and strong willed woman I was until he showed me the way to break down the walls to save those I love and avenge this community. Interesting. In this new adult series featuring a local motorcycle club and the women working with the local foundation, we meet Teresa, a social worker who has climbed the ropes to help her homeless foundation become a beacon of hope. Now she must swallow her pride and break down the walls to become the hero of her own story, even if it requires the help of the local motorcycle club. Interesting. Oh, he has the e arc of her second book because he's on her street team. That's awesome. That sounded good. I might give it a try. We all know how picky I am when it comes to straight romances. Still shocked I love to say you swear. And I'm probably going to be saying that the rest of this year. But I think that's all we've got for you guys today. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Be on the lookout for the live show for Bite Me, which will be either the 14th or the 11th. 14th. The 4th or the 11th. Probably closer to the 11th.
Yeah, it literally just depends on my work schedule and what I work that Saturday, of like what time.
Saturday or Sunday.
Saturday, Sunday. Yeah.
We'll let y'all know on all social medias when it is. And I hope you guys join us for November's book, which sounds like a Nicholas Sparks film.
It kind of does.
And I feel like we're going to be crying.
Oh yeah, I'm prepared with tissues.
I am going to be prepared, but I feel like this is going to be the hardest one for me to start because I know I'm going to be bawling.
Yeah.
So I am excited to try and annotate this behemoth, which is it's not even as long as Pucking It.
That one.
This one is only 581 pages. It just looks.
Could be worse.
I'm like, but it's also, the writing is huge.
Oh, fair.
And there's pictures.
There's
Every now and
pictures.
then.
Excuse me.
There's like a couple of pictures in different places. And I love how the headlines
Ooh, those are pretty.
are different for the different seasons.
Oh my gosh, that's actually really cool.
Like they change per season you're in, which I think is really cool. I just know this is my vampire book of the month.
Fair.
I mean, okay, there might not be as many photos. There may just only be the two, the one at the front and the one at the end.
I mean, but even then, that still takes up a page.
Because
I love that front one. Oh, it's the same as the cover.
I am hoping I love this.
Fucking fly.
Because I'm hoping Faye Quinn becomes a new fave. Because the third one in this is going to be a werewolf book.
Mhm.
Got to get through this one, and I got to get through the ghost possession.
Yeah, that one I'm interested in.
So, yay. But that's all we've got for you guys. Thank you, Hope, for joining me again with BAA. Thank you, Lori and Jeff, for joining. And thank you to the few murder of besties who randomly popped in and said hi. And hi to, yes, I love that, Jeff. A new fave. Tis Faye Quinn.
Yeah.
Love that. And thank you to the third person watching, whoever you are, because you haven't commented.
Yeah, we appreciate you being here, even if you're not commenting.
But if you like this video, hit that thumbs up. If you're new, hit that subscribe and go follow Hope's channel, which she's already linked down below in the description. But until next time, kids, always be fabulously yourself. Oh boy!
Bye.
Why do I do that so weird? And God, yes.